welcome to Bake With Me. Today we have an amazing show for you. We are gonna do two fantastic things, just like always. We are gonna bake double chocolate muffins, and I'm gonna introduce you to our wonderful guest. Please help me welcome Jenna. Jenna.
Hi.
Jenna, I'm so glad you're here. I appreciate you coming.
Yes.
Tell me why I invited you to be here today.
Because I need to learn how to make these fabulous cupcakes.
Doesn't everyone? I mean, that's what we're here for, but there's another reason, and it's you're incredible. So please tell us.
I have lupus.
Lupus, okay. So I think a lot of people have heard of heard of lupus, but they're not really sure like exactly what it is. Could you give us a little breakdown of what it is?
It's an autoimmune disorder that you're born with, and I acquired it, I guess, through a family member. I found out later on, just recently, it was my aunt on my mom's side.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so we are definitely gonna talk more about that.
Yes.
Double chocolate muffins. I mean, we gotta get started on that, right?
Yes.
Lupus is important, and that's gonna come as we're baking. So first we're gonna start with our dry ingredients. We have 2 cups of gluten-free flour. We have 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa. 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we have 1.25 cup of granulated sugar. As always, what do I use? Organic cane sugar. Nicely
Nice.
done. Now, would you mind starting on our wet ingredients?
Sure.
We're gonna grab, 1 cup of buttermilk. Which, by the way, guys, you don't have to go buy buttermilk. You can use any milk. I use almond milk. You just put a tablespoon of either vinegar or lemon juice in the bottom of your measuring cup and fill the rest with milk. Your milk of your choice. You can pour that in. Thank you. And then we're gonna have 2 eggs.
Pour it in.
Yes, please. Awesome. I'll take your bowl.
Okay.
And then we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Thank you. We're gonna add a little bite, make our chocolate really stand out by using 2 teaspoons of instant coffee.
Coffee.
I know,
Nice.
isn't that fun? And then we have each 1/4 cup of oil, any vegetable oil of your choosing, and 1/4 cup of melted butter. All right, so I'll take those for you if you don't mind while you're mixing up the wet ingredients.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about how you even knew to go get checked for lupus.
Well, it happened accidentally. I was pregnant with my daughter, and they took my blood screening that happens normally when you're pregnant, and they accidentally ran it through a lupus screening.
They accidentally screened you for something, an autoimmune disease that you wound up having?
Yes, so of course I knew nothing about lupus, but they told me that I may lose my baby.
Oh,
And I
my
was
goodness.
like, what? I have no idea. So I had to go through so much blood work and stuff that I had to
Oh.
get done. And then they came back and they said, okay, you're not gonna lose your baby, but you do have lupus. So we'll do this test later on. And then a couple, I didn't even know much about it. I was just more worried about my daughter's safety.
Yeah.
And then I had her, and then I changed doctors, and the paperwork got lost. I knew that something was wrong with me. So I did get pregnant with my son. And then quickly after, I developed a tumor, and I lost my ability to have any more children.
But your 2 children are healthy.
Yes, my 2 children are fine, so I had them and everything was good, but I didn't know that the tumor that was related to my uterus was because of
The
lupus.
lupus. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. So in my opinion, it was no accident that you were screened for this. I mean, that's amazing.
I was made aware of it, but I had to go to doctor and doctor and doctor
Yeah.
afterwards, and they still couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And then later on, I had all the signs and symptoms of rash, my joints hurting me, my body. I wasn't feeling good. I couldn't digest certain foods. I was just sick all the time.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. That I'm so glad that you had the diagnosis though, so then you could learn how to treat it from there.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. So let's mix our wet ingredients. How we doing? We feel good about
I
it?
think so.
Okay.
You tell me.
Nice. Isn't that, that looks just so pretty, doesn't it? Well, we're gonna mix those wet ingredients in with our dry. You can put that over there for me, please. So what did you do? You said you weren't feeling so good, you were feeling awful. So how did you fix that? Like what kinds of things did you do to make livable with the lupus?
Well, they put me on all this medicine, from digestive medicine to steroids to even a lower form of chemotherapy medicine.
Wow.
And it was really affecting my stomach. So all this medicine
probably
was just
a lot of things, right? Not just your stomach.
It was my sleep, everything. So of course I felt a little bit better, but then I was feeling worse inside. And so I could move, but then I was just sick. And so eventually I stopped everything and I said, you know what, there has to be something else out there.
Another way.
I realized that autoimmune has a lot to do with your digestive system.
Yes.
And I found a shake that I started to do in the mornings.
Okay.
And when I started doing the shake, it had all these essential nutrients and stuff that I don't even know how you can even get a lot of these healthy vitamins and stuff. And that was another
what your
thing
body was
too.
missing.
Yeah, I couldn't even take vitamins. My stomach wasn't digesting it. So it was a vegan type of shake that really helped my stomach. And then I was able to get off mostly all my medicine.
That's amazing.
And now I just suffer with a little bit of fibromyalgia, and then I have to make sure that I eat somewhat healthier.
Is that common with the lupus to have fibromyalgia as well?
Yeah, it goes hand in hand because of the body, and it flares up.
Wow. So you eat healthy.
Yep.
You
I
do,
try to
okay.
eat mostly healthy. Sometimes
Well, I think we all need a special treat or two every once in a while, like, I don't know, double chocolate muffins.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
As long as the majority of the time you're eating well and doing what you need to do, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's so good. I'm so glad to hear that you were able to manage with things with an everyday diet and exercise. I love that.
Yep.
All right, so speaking of diets, we're gonna add in 2 cups of chocolate chips. That's where our double chocolate comes from. We had our unsweetened cocoa, and now we have
And you can use
chips.
any chocolate chips, right?
You really can. Dark chocolate's really, really good for you. It's a healthier chocolate.
Okay.
Has a lower glycemic index. These I use have none of any of the allergens, the top allergens.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no dairy, no nuts, no.
So this
No
is
gluten.
kind of like a special type of chocolate. You're saying no?
It just, want to make sure it's gluten-free and dairy-free and
Gotcha.
all that good stuff. So, all right. So your kids are well now. How old are they now?
My daughter is 17, going to be 18 next month.
Aw.
I know, I can't believe it.
So you've had this diagnosis for a while.
Yeah, and my son is 15, and so yeah, it's been a journey. I started with the shake in 2017,
Mm-hmm.
and then, like I said, within a month, I was able to get off a couple medicines here, and then the next
Right.
month, a couple more, and I didn't want to live on that.
Yeah.
And so now, yes, I have lupus, but I don't claim that over myself.
Yeah.
I just
Lupus doesn't have you.
Exactly.
Right.
I deal with it. And you know what the biggest thing I found? It's not just the eating, it's also the stress. Because autoimmune
Yes.
has to do so much with stress.
Yes.
It's your emotional state. How do you take, I have to take breaks, and kind of sometimes throughout the day, I just need a 30-minute type of
Yes.
meditation where I just
And you
calm.
take it because you know you need it.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
Good for you. Good for you. All right. So here we go. We have
Yay.
our prepared muffin tin. It just means that we put some paper in it. And this recipe makes about, really depends on how large you make your muffins, but you could get 24 out of it if you only fill your halfway up in the tin. But I like to make my muffins nice and big, sort of like what you can get at a bakery, because they taste just as good. So I fill my scoop and I drop
That is
it in.
a big scoop.
I know, right? We fill it all the way in the top and they'll rise good. You want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. You're going to bake these for 3 minutes and then lower your temperature to 350 and bake them another 12 to 17 minutes. Mine averaged about 15 minutes, but what you want to do is put a toothpick in, make sure it comes out clean. But don't be fooled, guys. When you take your toothpick out, it could be melted chocolate that's on there, not batter. So make sure you're testing it. You're going to want to tap your muffin and it's going to want to spring back. And that's when you know your muffins are done.
Spring back.
Spring back. So we are going to finish putting these in the tin. We're going to bake them at 425 for 3 minutes and we'll be back when our muffins are baked. Welcome back. Our double chocolate muffins are baked. The kitchen smells amazing. I can't wait to dive in, but I'm going to because I want to hear from you, Miss Jenna. Is there, oh, no, not yet. First, you have to tell us if there's anything else you feel people should know about lupus.
Well, lupus is a very big thing. It strikes the body a lot like cancer. A lot of people do not know that they have it, and it's usually in the later stages when
So
it
how
happens.
can they recognize what kind of symptoms should they look for?
Well, the beginning signs are, and I will say this, lupus can affect the inside, which is more dangerous, or you can just have the outside. Usually people that have just the outside symptoms, which is just more of the skin, if they go out in the sun, they'll get a rash. They're allergic to the sun, the heat. It puts a lot of strain and stress on the body getting a lot of sun exposure. So that's why the autoimmune system goes and freaks out.
Okay.
But really, you'll have a rash, you'll have stuff. Now, if you have it more on the skin, usually you just maintain it with like a steroid, but steroids can also cause the body to break down. So you have to be careful on that. But if you have it from within where it attacks your organs, again, a lot of people do not know that they have this until in the later stages. And if this happens, your joints will hurt, your body will hurt. You'll wake up stiff. Like you can't move. You'll feel like you have the flu. You'll feel sick, but with no, other than just like your whole body hurting. You'll have heat in your body. You'll have like a fever, things like that.
So if these things are chronic with you, then you definitely want to check with your medical provider.
Yep, and I will say it has to do with how you're eating, how you're stressed, and what you're putting inside your body, because those things can add to your body. Like trying to, of course, you're trying to take care of yourself. Your body's trying to heal itself and maintain. But when you add stress, like eating certain foods that you shouldn't be eating, or just emotional stress, then the body flares up.
It will exacerbate all those symptoms.
Yep.
But every once in a while, can we have a treat?
Of course.
Like double chocolate muffins?
Please.
Like right now?
Yes.
Okay. Choose your muffin, Jenna.
I was eyeing this big one.
Yeah,
over
that
here.
big one? How did I know you were going to go for the biggest one? Go ahead, honey. Grab that one.
Yay.
I'm going to take the smallest for now.
Nice.
All right, let's give it a try. You ready?
Alrighty.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my goodness. Robin, I don't know how you do it. It tastes like cookie dough.
It's so good. Get in your kitchens, bake these muffins, have fun, stuff your face. Jenna, thank you so much for coming on and telling us your story. We really appreciate it. You guys, go bake these muffins. They're amazing. Enjoy, and we'll see you on the next show. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more information on the disability that you learned about today, click the link below, and please subscribe to our channel. Peace, love, and happiness.